Again the devil took him to a very high mountain, and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. "All this I will give you," he said, "if you will bow down and worship me." Jesus said to him, "Away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God, and serve him only."
Second Thessalonians 3:3. But the Lord is faithful, who will establish you and keep you from evil. Nehemiah 8:10. Then he said unto them, Go your way, eat the fat, and drink the sweet, and send portions unto them for whom nothing is prepared. For this day is holy unto our Lord. Neither be ye sorry, for the joy of the Lord is your strength.
Alright guys, 1 second. How does this look? A little better? Not sure. Anyways, quick little cut update. Yep, we're doing one of these again. Just want to say it's not doing great. Not doing great at all. I think my biggest problem, honestly, I think my biggest issue is I just don't know how to say no. And I think honestly, it's pretty cliche, but if you can master the art of saying no to food and snacks, bro, W cut. W cut. But yeah, I do not know how to say no to shit, and that messes me up bad. The Midnight Munchies is a big one. Midnight Munchies, it's a big one for sure. I have a problem to saying no to Midnight Munchies, and it is bad. And as you can see behind me, there is a box of Crumble Cookie. Are you for serious right now, G? Yeah, so my girlfriend and I, we got sweet teeth. I don't know. And we love to eat sweets. And the other day we got Crumble Cookie, and best believe I finished my half the same night we got them. Pretty bad, pretty freaking bad if you ask me. What am I doing? I gotta lock in. It's pretty bad. And that's why I actually wanted to do the sit down, to basically share what's going on, you know, and what am I gonna do to do better? I've done so many cut updates since my cut to the point where it's just getting tiring. Like I should have already bulked last fall, and I'm still cutting. You know why? Because I'm making the same mistake every single time. I'm not locked in. My training might be, my dieting isn't. Yo, for sure, my sleep not locked in, and I don't know how much of a factor sleep, you know, like plays in this, in the muscle recovery, but bro, it's bad. I'd say honestly another huge issue is I'm losing muscle. That is another thing that I need to address. I'm losing muscle. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's bad. It's really bad. And the reason why I'm losing muscle is because I went on this whole thing where as long as I, you know, track my, like, how do I put this? I used to think that it wasn't just calorie surplus that would contribute to gaining fat. I thought it was the whole macro board. And so obviously it's a calorie surplus that makes you gain fat, but macros add on to calories, if that makes sense. Macros add up, and that gives you calories. I don't know how I don't know how to explain that really, but I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. When you add macros, those add calories, and so obviously I thought, okay, well, you know, calorie surplus is what's making me fat. I'm on a cut. I'm trying to lose fat, so I'm just gonna worry about my calories. I can eat whatever I want, and I won't gain fat if I make sure I stay under my calorie limit. Yeah, sure, I won't get fat from that. Guess what I do lose though, rather than fat? I lose fat, and I also lose muscle. And so I've definitely lost muscle for sure. And yeah, I sabotaged myself. I really did. I really thought I could take the easy way out, and I messed myself up over that. Another thing that I want to address is I had a meal plan going on. I had a system. Where this also goes back to the whole macro thing. First off, I would start my morning with a protein shake. You know, get the protein in early. That's out of the way. You know, I already have a decent amount of protein in, right? That's fine, whatever. And then for lunchtime, that would be like 5 out of 7 days of the week, I'm at work, right? So that's when I have my lunch. For lunch, I'll pack like a packet of tuna and some other like side snacks. Try to keep it a little bit, you know, protein high. Not really. And I would have that, and I would make sure to keep the macros and calories low on my lunch, so then I would be low on carbs for my workout. And so when I'm working out, low on carbs, I'm burning fat. You know, that's what I'm focused on. And so then after my workout, I have my post-workout meal. That's my dinner. And basically that's when I'm filling in all the gaps from earlier that day. You know, so that's when I'm taking in the carbs I'm supposed to be taking in, things like that. And I had that system going on for a bit, and I didn't mind it. It was also pretty cost efficient, more than meal prepping. So I stuck with it. I did it, and it wasn't bad. You know, obviously, like every single night, the dinners would fluctuate as well. So I liked it. There was a variety, and it wasn't bad. But now we're keeping it a little more disciplined. We're keeping it a little more simple, bare bones, whatever you want to call it. We're just going to be meal prepping. We're falling back to meal prepping. Yes, it is going to be a little more expensive, but I'm okay with taking that jump. Like I said, I missed out on a whole fall and winter bulk because I'm still cutting. I'm leaving gains on the table. And so we're resorting back to meal preps, and I have a fixed amount of macros for each meal prep. And right now, I have a limit of 1,800 calories a day, 200 grams of protein, 125 carbs, and 55 grams of fat. And I'm making sure that I'm doing 3 meals a day. I'm making sure that they all fill in those calories and macros. I'm gonna see how that works. If it doesn't work out for me, like let's say like I might like, this is where the saying no thing comes in. Let's say like, oh, I don't mind grabbing like a snack in between, right? So if I want to be able to do that, be able to enjoy like something in between those meals, maybe depending on how the system works, I might cut down on the macros that are inside of the meals and the calories as well. So then I could also have some free calories and macros on other stuff like in between those meals. But then again, if I do that, that might allow myself to think it's okay to, you know, snack on shit, and obviously it's not. So that's the beauty of this thing. It's trial and error. So I'm just working on that, and so that's basically it.